What is happening, people, and welcome to the fourth and final sandbag exercise directory, where we're going to be covering the sandbag split squat, the sandbag dollar roll, and the sandbag get up. Now, this will complete all explanations of all of the exercise for every single one that I prescribed in my new ebook, 60 Sandbag Sessions and Beginner Guide. So now, if you are interested in getting involved in sandbag training in any sort of way, between these directories, the sandbag help playlist, as well as the ebook, there's absolutely no questions that you should have left. You should be able to implement it into your training because I believe in it that much. I thank so many of you who've already bought the ebook, and I thank so many of you who will buy the ebook. And just, it's absolutely incredible, and I truly, truly hope it is helpful. But for right now, we are going to jump right into the exercises. All right, so here we are back with our trusty pillowcase, and the first exercise that I want to talk about today is the Bulgarian split squat. Now, if you have any experience with Bulgarian split squat using a barbell or dumbbells or whatever, you will know that there are not many other exercises that work your butt quite as hard as this does, and I will say with a sandbag, it is even harder because of the balance. Now, this is going to be a lighter weight exercise. It is one of the harder exercises in the book, so you might want to start out with something like a medicine ball or even a plate, because even if you've done this exercise before, you should probably try it with a front-loaded position before you move on to like baby bear sandbag. So right off the bat, if it is a smaller sandbag, that's great because it's not going to run into your hips when you're dropping down. But then number two, if it is a little bit larger, you may want to try a vertical hold so that when you do squat down, nothing is kind of running into it and impeding with your hips. But if you do use a larger sandbag and you need to keep it vertical, just make sure that when you are in the lat position, that you are able to cheat it down a little bit so that when you carry it up, you have a little more clearance here so that as you're dropping down, it's not going to be running into your legs too much so it doesn't rest. All right, other than that, it's basic Bulgarian split squat stuff, right? So if you line up with something behind you, I prefer to use a sandbag because it's a little bit more forgiving than like a bench. But the idea here is that you're going to line up your foot right kind of in the midline of your body, and then the sandbag over top of your foot. Now your knee is going to track in and out with the balancing of the sandbag and everything like that, so don't worry too much about that at the start. Just make sure that the sandbag is stacked over top of your foot and your back foot is in a position where it is not so high that when you drop down, if your butt is hitting it so it is kind of stopping your range of motion, then your foot's up too high. And if it's down too low, then you're gonna have a tendency to use it too much in like a cheating situation. So you want it kind of in the middle. Again, sandbag stacked to the top of the foot, big belly breath up here, make sure you're crushing and squeezing, and take your time on the descent. Descend slowly because you're gonna be kind of balancing the whole time. And then as you come back up, lock, make sure you lock this butt out because that's gonna give you the stability in the front hold position that you're gonna need to keep your balance, right? Each rep is separate from the other. Do not try to rep these out, otherwise you will fall. And trust me, you're inevitably gonna fall anyway because this is very, very hard to keep your balance. And when you do, it is not worth tearing your ACL or hurting yourself. So literally, if you start falling, let sandbag go. It's not worth it. You're not gonna hurt the sandbag, you drop it all the time anyway, all right? Save your body, be careful, stay light. All right, second exercise I wanna talk to you guys about today is called the sandbag Nala roll. And what this is supposed to mimic is taking 135 pounds of Ridgeback Love and transporting it from one side of the bed to the other. So what you're gonna do is line up your Nala or your sandbag directly parallel to your body, and you're gonna lie down just like you're spooning it. From here, once you get done your first Nala roll, it's not a big deal because your arm will already be underneath the bag, but for the very first one, this is where the setup matters. Take your hand, palm up, lay it flat on the ground, start wiggling it underneath your sandbag. You're just kind of working towards it. Get as far up under it as you can. Big belly breath here before you reach. Big belly breath, reach around, tuck as far as you can, and then get kind of a wrestling match with this alligator and try to pull it over your body and land. That is one Nala roll. Now, what you're gonna realize is you do a number of different things here. It looks like it's easy. It kind of looks stupid, I will admit, but it is extremely, extremely hard, and it is a very, very valuable tool to use in any sort of core engagement situation. So here, you're crushing to your body just like normal. You're gonna find that you got to use a little bit of momentum to get to about here, and then you're gonna shift and almost be bridging, shifting your hips and landing. But you're gonna be working your core all the way from your chest, all the way down your hips. Everything's gonna have to work together to complete a Nala roll. All right, third and final, and possibly the hardest exercise in the entire book is the sandbag get-up. I know a lot of you will have some experience with a Turkish get-up, either with a dumbbell, kettlebell, some people with a barbell and things like that. And I will say that the sandbag get-up is less technical because you don't have a lockdown arm and that as much balance. But I will say I do believe this is physically tougher because it's a wrestling match, and secondly, you're using a lot more weight than you probably are with any sort of Turkish get-up. Anyway, you're gonna start this out almost the exact same way that you would the Nala roll. On your back, lay down flat. All right. Now, just like virtually every other sandbag exercise, you're going to want to quarter up this bag, but the important reason here is because as you roll this thing onto you, you want more sandbag on top of your chest than you do behind you, right? Because sandbag get up, it's going to be on your shoulder the whole time. The thing is, first movement that you need to do for a sandbag get up is a sit up, and if this thing is back, you are like back loading the weight, which is going to be literally impossible. It's going to be impossible. So we're going to cheat the weight forward a little bit with this midline, pulling it a little bit further on your chest. Now there's going to be a battle later, but you got to do what you got to do. The heavier it is, the more sandbag you're going to have sit on your chest, because the very first thing that you're going to have to do, if this is anywhere near a body weight bag, is you're going to have to lift your legs up and then swing them almost like a pendulum. So big belly breath, brace it down. Legs come up, and then as they swing, that's gonna counterbalance you to get to here. If it's a light bag, you might be able to get all the way to your hand. Most likely, because this exercise is such a kick in the nuts, you're gonna get to here, and then what's gonna happen with this arm is you're gonna be battling this bag back because it was sitting on your chest, battling it back and also trying to stabilize it with your noggin, right? It is extremely, extremely hard. From here, stay in the fight, keep fighting, keep fighting, keep fighting, keep fighting. Push that sandbag back, get up to your hand. Just like a normal Turkish get up, from here, suck your leg underneath you to get to lunge position with this sandbag on top of your spine. Big belly breath, brace again, stand up, just like the sandbag lunge. Now, I will tell you, if you stand up with a sandbag, just let it flat back down. Even if you try to trace it back down and it is extremely light, you're gonna end up getting to the sit-up portion and flat back down anyway. So just save any type of energy and chance of getting hurt and just let it flop, reset, and go again. Hey, also, I forgot and already lost my camera woman, but if you guys do need some specific sessions from the book that cover the split squat, check out number 10, 16, and 40. If you're looking for some sessions that go with the get up, check out 29, 34, and 37. If you guys are looking for something with the Nala rolls, look at number 58 and 60. So there you guys go. I cannot tell you how happy I am, how proud I am of this project. It's literally been over 3 months in the making between writing the book and then doing all these videos and just putting it all together. So I truly, truly hope it is gonna help some of you out. Sandbag training is one of the biggest game changers that I've ever had in my strength journey as far as building strength that actually helps me with my everyday life. So I truly, truly hope this is helpful to at least some of you. If you guys have bought the ebook, I thank you so, so much. If you guys are going to buy the ebook, I thank you so, so much. It truly, truly does mean the world to me. And I do believe that is the best thing that I have ever written or produced. So again, I'm very, very proud of it, and I thank you so much. So I will catch up with you guys later in the week. I thank you guys so much for just being here with me. The directory has been awesome. I hope this is helpful. I'll see you then. Man, it does make sense I messed up the last one. Come on, do something amazing with life. Keep working on it, people. Be nice to each other. Thanks again.